morning, family and friends, and welcome to another episode of The Table, where we talk about faith, community, and purpose. And on our last episode, I had my sons on here, and we talked about the importance, the value of legacy, and how faith and purpose, community, how all those things kind of tied in to making that happen. And today, I'm really excited, as always. But I've got a close personal friend of mine that I have here that I'm going to introduce. But I really believe that it's going to pull out some points that we are hoping that are going to inspire and encourage you all to, as you are on your journey, your personal journey, starting your business, but just kind of helping you debunk some of the myths, some of the things that can be detractors. We're going to talk about some of those things. But family, without any further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Breon Backes, owner of Beating Hearts Transportation.
Pleasure, man.
My
Appreciate
brother.
you having me.
Yes, sir. So, Breon, we're going to go ahead and dive right into it. So, I just want to share for the record that Breon, so his business, Beating Hearts, is a non-emergency medical transportation business, which happens to be the exact same business that I am in. And again, we're going to talk about some of those things that we have in common and how that can be encouraging for those that are listening. But Breon, can you just share for us just a little bit about your personal journey? Like, how did you get started in the non-emergency transportation business?
Absolutely. Professionally, I'm a nurse by profession, so that's kind of where I've got the medical transportation idea specifically. I've always had some aspirations of being an entrepreneur and doing things on my own, but just through being a nurse, I did a lot of home health as a nurse. So I literally saw firsthand my actual clients going to appointments, being left behind, not actually attending them. So, that's when my antennas kind of went up and I kind of found a niche, and I dove right in, and it's been rewarding. It's been, I would say, a success thus far, the roller coasters of being an entrepreneur, but I wouldn't trade it for the world, man.
Awesome.
It's been a great time.
Awesome. So, you talked a little bit about your background in nursing, and this might sound a little bit redundant, but what aspects, if you could maybe just dive a little bit deeper, like what aspects of that really inspired you to move specifically into the non-emergency transportation?
Really, like I said, I've been searching for something to do independently on my own as an entrepreneur, small business owner. And just through seeing my patients and seeing the struggles and the complaints that they would go through, just accessing medical support, so many different people and so many different times I would get to a client's house, they not be there, I contact them, they're stranded, literally stranded at a physician's office. My entire life, my professional career has been in the service of people for the most part. I've done community case management with mental health. I've worked in the nursing field with MRD. I've worked in every different aspect of, I won't say every aspect of medicine, but a lot of different areas of medicine. It's just all been supportive and helping of people. So I just saw opportunity, man. And at the time I had knew a lady, I forget the name of her company at the time, Caring Hands as a matter of fact. And her kids, our kids went to school together. So kind of like our relationship, she kind of helped me get started and give me some basic information. And the rest is kind of history.
Awesome. Yeah. And I'm curious as you talk about that, would it be fair to say that that your move into the non-emergency transportation business, would you say it was more of a calling or a business opportunity, or was it really maybe a mix of
Probably a
the
mix.
two?
It was probably a mix. It was a brainchild. Like I said, it's been a brainchild. It's been something that I've been trying to do. It kind of worked out. I'm still in the service of people. It's still in medicine. I don't mind driving myself. So, it just seemed like something that I could accomplish on my own with the resources that I had and the support that I had. It was something that I felt like I could dive into. We did the research. I started with one van just like you, and now I'm up to 6. So the roller coasters of it are what's interesting, what we talk about every other day. But again, the stress and the headache that comes with it, I wouldn't trade for anything. I wouldn't. And then, the reward I get from hearing somebody tell one of my drivers or myself that, hey, I've had several medical transportation companies in the past, man, you guys are great. Like, I've literally had people, when I stopped doing broker work as much, I've literally had people stop using the free transportation that they were provided through insurance and want to pay me out of pocket to keep us on board. So those are the rewards and compliments that keep us going. Like, I got some good people working with us right now, and just trying to keep it all together, man.
Wow, and for those that don't know, again, we became acquainted. I think it was like, was it a conference call? I think that we were both
when we
on
first got on
when
the
it
senior
first
options contract.
kind of got started, and then I think we ended up exchanging some personal contact.
I remember exactly
phone
how
numbers.
we were in that conference call, I think, for the county
Franklin
contract.
County, yeah.
And I saw you asking questions, and I'm like, oh, he's asking all the questions I want to ask. Like, all right, cool. Let me see if I can hit him on the side, and it kind of went from there, man. It's been great ever since.
In that family, that's like part of this whole community aspect of really what this podcast is about, right? Because even though we each had our own individual journeys, it was. I know. I feel like I can speak for you that we're really not meant to do this thing alone. You really need to have other
Some
people
support.
pour into you. You need to have
Absolutely.
that level of support, and oftentimes, especially in the Black community, a lot of times there's this fear. There's this thing that they talk about, like crabs in a barrel. And it's funny. I actually looked this up. I'm gonna just indulge me here for a moment. This is some. I've gotten on the Google search, and man, I get so much information. But what it speaks to is, it says crabs in a barrel is a metaphor for a mentality where individuals in a group try to sabotage or prevent others from succeeding, oftentimes out of jealousy or a sense of competition. And what is really unique about the relationship with you and I is that there was never a period of or a feeling of competition where I felt like, oh, I've got to have more vans than him.
Right.
I've got to make more money than him. And I say this from the bottom of my heart. When you win, when you get a contract somewhere, like, that's motivation for me. That's not, oh, well, who does he think he is?
Right.
That gives me inspiration, and we're able to share with one another. And I tell you, we have a history of having done that. I've had clients that I couldn't service for whatever the reason. I'll give Breon a call. Hey, Breon, I've got a client. Would you like this information?
Right.
And vice versa. He's turned me on to some contracts that he's had, kind of bringing me along. So I say that to say that when he is winning, I'm motivated by that. Like, it feels like I'm winning. Him winning doesn't mean I'm losing. Him winning means it's possible
we're moving the
for
needle
me.
forward.
And like I said, and I can't tell you how many times you've shared some different aspects of how you run your business, right? And so we had that spirit of information sharing where it's like, well, no, I'm not going to try to sabotage you. I'm trying to help you get
Yes.
further along, because
Absolutely.
when two can kind of work together, we can accomplish
So much more.
so much more. So I appreciate that. I want to take this opportunity to just to thank you for your friendship, for your encouragement, and just wishing you continued success kind of
Absolutely. Likewise.
in that area. So, Breon, we had started to go down this path. I wanted to bring this back up. What would you say are some of the biggest challenges that you face in this non-emergency
In
medical
terms of
transportation field?
in terms of the actual work or the structure of it or all of it?
Kind of all of it. Any aspect that stands out as, man, this presents some
Well, I'll speak
challenge.
kind of broadly first as a small business owner who kind of, just like you, started by myself. You know, the resources, the access to resources is paramount. Just because what they call is bootstrapping. We've been bootstrapping. I've been digging in my pocket, paying everything myself. I don't have any, lenders or anything like that are funding my operation. So that's a hurdle within itself. You know, in transportation, we deal with machines. They're gonna break. You know what I mean? We deal with people. So all of these things, you don't really know how much you're responsible for until you start actually doing the work. So when you start with one van and you got your ideas, it looks great on paper, and then you get going, and then something happens, a $2,000 repair, or you got a client in the van, you get a blowout on the freeway. So all of these obstacles, which have become somewhat routine now, just because over time we've seen it all. That honestly is probably the biggest at this point, is just the access to the resources to actually try and grow the business without having to always, take 3 steps back to gain a step, Just operationally, they all run the same to me, man. Like, operationally, I can't really identify one particular thing that's just like, when this happens, other than the traffic.
Right.
Which we just got done talking. It's like, man, certain areas you gotta try to kind of avoid or watch when you're there, just because of the construction and the time of day and traffic, and school's back in now. So, other than that, that's my biggest obstacle. I won't say obstacle. That's the biggest issue. Is this when something happens? Like right now, I got one of the vans. I gotta put a transmission in. It's a $4,000 repair. So, okay, we're gonna get it done.
Right.
But those setbacks, there's like.
Yeah.
But after time, you realize that's just a part of the game. Those things are going to continue to happen. You plan for them the best you can. Keep your fingers crossed. And
Breon, I love hearing you say that and reiterating that. And early on, as you started on your journey to move into this area, you talked about how you did your research. And it's been my experience that a lot of times many businesses fail because they really didn't do the due diligence, right? Like the background work that's required, right? Like you can save up enough money to get started,
right.
But you have to have that planning in place so that when that 4,000, I said the word when.
Because it's coming.
I didn't say if it
Right.
were to happen, because it's a guarantee that it's going to happen, right? But when you are prepared and you anticipate and you allocate for that, so when you get that money, you know that this isn't money that I can go and spend and on personal items. This has to go back into the business.
Everything has to go back in first. So starting out, I forget the exact quote. Somebody told me, it's just summarizing what it was. When the business is good, hold on to it. Because the business will be slow. It will go the other way. Business is a roller coaster, and with the nature of what we do, there's no time system on when people are going to schedule medical appointments. They might all come on one day, and the next day you may have no trips. So you got to be flexible and open to when people are going to be in need of what you're providing as a service. It's great that we're able to talk on the level that we speak at about business, and there's a couple other people that do what we do as well that I speak with often, because you just don't know. Getting into business, you had no idea that you were going to have to do this work, and you were going to have to wait 45, 60 days to get your money back. You don't know that until you start doing the work. And then, so like you were just saying, you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared for everything that's going to happen. And for the first 90 days because you're going to be out there working and busting your butt, and you're not going to see any money for 90 days. You find that out the hard way. I'm sure you found that out the hard way.
Yes, sir.
I found that out the hard way. Like, oh, I gotta wait till when to get. Oh my goodness. Like, okay, but insurance is still due. I still gotta fuel these vehicles. Yeah. And all the while, I still got people that have to get to their medical appointments, which is the priority. So, you have to be well prepared. Yeah. That's what the benefit of knowing somebody like yourself or like DB who's in the building as well. People that are guarded gatekeepers is what I call them. People that are willing and open-hearted and want to share the information to help you, get to a better place in business. Because it's enough for everybody.
Absolutely.
It really is.
Yeah, you can't service all of Columbus by yourself.
You can't. And I can remember a couple months ago we were talking slow days, and you're booked up now, ain't you?
Right.
Like the last couple of weeks, I'm having to turn people away, which I don't like to do, but
and those are the ebbs and flows though of the business, and I mean even larger than that. That's part of the life cycle, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you have seasons where you're in abundance, and then you have seasons where it's scarcity, you almost wonder like when is the next trip, or whatnot going to come. But when we talk about like some of the challenges, right, that you so well put out there, if you could just share with us, how has your faith played a role in helping you navigate those challenges?
It's everything, because a lot of days seem really dark. I'm not gonna lie to you, you know it. Yeah. A lot of days wake up like, I don't know. If something else happens, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hold on to this ship like Jesus. Yeah. And that's where the faith just comes into play. You gotta have faith that you're running a good business. Mm-hmm. You gotta have faith that, what you're doing, the things you've done over time is a good product. And you just gotta keep that faith that things are gonna go right, things are gonna turn a corner, things are gonna get better, and they always do, 100% of the time.
How have your personal values shaped some of your day-to-day operations and how basically how you run
it's everything.
Your business?
I lead with respect. I'm a very respectful person. I give it until, but I also expect it as well in return. So I lead everything I do with respect of people, of time, of situations, of everything. I treat the people that work with me the very same way, with respect. I'm not a huge micromanager, so I'm very slow to hire, and I'm pretty quick to fire, just because I'm not a micromanager. When I've interviewed you and I've talked to you, I'm hiring on faith that you're going to do the things that need to be done for this job. And I've been fortunate enough to have gotten some solid people that are super respectful, that the people love, that I couldn't do this without. Right. I literally couldn't do this without. So I feel like my personal morals and values that I lead with, that are rooted in respect, are reciprocated and appreciated with the people I work with. And notice I'm saying the people I work with. That's just the way I frame things. I don't like, some people get in a position of authority and become the big boss, or I'm boss. You going, you
get caught up in the titles.
Correct. I feel like with that approach, you minimize somebody's potential, what you're going to get out of them. If somebody feels like they're working with you, right, I feel like you're going to get a better product from them. You're going to get, if somebody knows that you trust them.
For sure.
I trust you to be safe with my vehicle. I trust you to be on time. I trust if you see something that needs to change out there, I trust you to handle it and honestly let me know. I'm fine with all of that. But there has to be a mutual respect level in the beginning. And I just lead with that at all times. And it's been the most successful. I mean, I will say that's the most rewarding thing that I get back in return, because people tell me this all the time. People tell my drivers this all the time. You guys are great. You guys are respectful. You meet us at the door. You do things other companies don't do. And honestly, Scott, I've heard people give your company compliments. So that's the biggest thing: faith, respect.
And I so appreciate, man. It's funny. I'm sitting here taking in what you're saying, and one thing that really just resonated when you talked about like your hiring process, right? Like, how do you, the time, the attention to detail that you put into making sure that the people that that you work with.
Possess the same values.
You know, and you said the word with because they are stakeholders in this.
Absolutely.
And I try to, in my business, when I'm bringing someone in, I'm letting them know, hey, this is our thing. Yes,
Absolutely.
yeah. Look, the buck stops with
me.
The buck
However,
stops with you, but at the same time, you want people to feel as though they've
got some value here.
This is their thing, and it's funny. I sent out a message to my drivers a couple of days ago, and I just simply asked them. There was some new software that I had integrated, and I asked them, "Hey, can you give me some feedback? What's working in here? What can I do better to make it easier on you?" And every last one of them, hey,
input.
Everything is fine, but I've even asked that just even in general, like, hey, what can I do as the owner of Eagles Wing? What do you feel that I can do, that we can do together to even take our business to the next level?
So you have hands-on insight because you still do the work. I've had business opportunities where I could have gotten a dump truck or done other things, but I don't possess the skills to actually operate it. Meaning that for me as a small business owner, I prefer to have my hands kind of on the wheel, metaphorically speaking. I know what's going on out there. You know, yeah, I'm the owner of Beating Hearts Transportation. However, the people out there doing the actual work, the drivers, you're the face of Beating Hearts.
Right.
Okay,
right.
so they don't think of Breon
Right.
when they think of Beating Hearts. They think of my guys, Mike, John, Breon. That's who they think of. So I constantly am in contact with them about what they see. Did this member have a wheelchair or no? Are we able to pick them up in one of our ambulatories? That is a constant daily dialogue between me and all my guys. So, and they know that. So they may see me reroute something. And it's explained, you know, how it works. Some days, guys, the trips work out lovely, where you can just have somebody going from here to there and it just lays out lovely. Well, there's other days where I'm going to have you going from out north to Wade.
Right.
So just over time, they understand that.
So, but isn't communication is the big part of that, though? Because
everything.
as long as you're explaining, like, hey, there's method to this
There's
madness.
a method. I'm not just picking on you. I know you were up north, and I know that's 25 minutes the other way. I get it, but we got to get this work done, and that's just what it is for them. So they understand that, hey, Breon ain't just having me do this just for no reason. But the communication and the openness and just the constant willingness and desire to put a better product out there is paramount, is key. And that is only done through communication with the people that are out there every day. They know where the construction is at. They know where it's slow right here. They know it's going to take me 30. They know this in real time. So that feedback is priceless. I need to know that. Sometimes I don't know that they started construction on Broad Street, but I got you ripping up and down. And I'm giving you 5-minute windows to get places that are not possible. So if you don't communicate that to me, I'm looking at the app. Dude, you way behind, but you're behind for a reason. So you need to communicate with me, which I appreciate that. Hey, boss, man, it's construction up and down here. Can we reroute that or send John? And we work as a team constantly. Actually, my guys, I can go out of town or not be available. We're all in a chat. So if I got one assigned to pick up one of the members and their hand, they'll actually communicate with themselves. Hey, John, where you at? Like, are you close? Can you go get Miss Such and Such? It's like a family thing.
That's
it's like we're all working
that's
together.
Collaboration. I mean, you've got a very cohesive operation, right, that's running. And, you know, it's like a well-oiled machine. And I always like to give, like, sports analogies. And, you know, it's funny. I always like to compare or try to strive to do, like, the model that the New England Patriots did when Tom Brady was at the helm. And if you broke down the individual pieces of who those teams were, like, none of them had sexy names. You know, none of them were. You know, you wouldn't have looked twice at any of them that stands out. But they were all committed to
They were locked
the
in.
vision. They were
arm in
locked
arm,
in,
locked
arm in
in.
arm. And that's really, I mean, we are dropping some real gems and jewels for the audience here that are maybe looking for some motivation for, hey, I want to start my business, whether it's non-emergency medical or any, whatever the business is. I mean, these all have universal application.
Absolutely.
You talk about creating that family environment, how faith is essential. I mean, you can't operate and run a business if it's not going to be led by faith, because otherwise then it's just selfish ambition. When you're putting, and I'm continually learning this as well as I'm sure you are, in that your business is going to go as far as your faith
And
goes with it.
and the faith gets tested. I'm not gonna sit here and tell these people and sit here like, oh, the faith gets tested.
What you're saying is this ain't for the weak at heart.
It is not for the weak. That's something else that so many people said. Is that entrepreneurship is not for everyone.
No, it is not.
So, and now I have a complete understanding of what that means. Because when you're a small business owner and you do something on your own, you are literally everyone.
You're the safety net.
You're the safety net, but you literally wear every hat for whatever industry you're in. In our industry, I'm a driver, I'm an HR, I'm a mechanic, I'm dispatch, I'm payroll, everything.
Yeah.
And you don't realize how many different things go into running a business until you start running a business, So the faith gets tested regularly, but...
Isn't it funny, though? I don't know if you ever do this, Breon. Like, I'll look back at even my childhood growing up, and honestly, some of the skills and lessons that I learned, they serve me well today, right? Like as a kid, I'm dating myself a little bit, but like we used to carry groceries home,
right,
from the store. You're a young fella, so you don't know.
I remember the brown bag game.
But I mean, and it was like, okay, well, do I go run out and play, or no? I'm gonna go get this. I'm gonna go get this money,
earn this first,
and then I'm gonna go out and play.
And I have money when I go play now.
Or we go to the little corner store carry out and buy packs of now laters and would sell individual now laters. That was like, who would have thought that those doing those things in the forward thinking and the preparation in the time management that's involved, playing sports, right? You had to keep your grades up. You had practice every day. And I don't know about you, but I didn't come from, I was a single parent home, and my mom worked for a living. So, bruh, you footed it to practice. You rode your bicycle to practice. Or sometimes you caught a bus.
You're right. You rode it from. You figured it out.
You figure it out.
You figured it out.
I didn't have. You
figured it out.
I didn't have anybody that was at my disposal to take me to everywhere I had to go.
So just piggybacking on that, a large part of everything you're saying is so true. The way we grew up, we had to be resourceful. We had to figure it out. We had to figure it out. Mom was working, grandma was, work, whatever. You had to figure it out. You had to figure out how you were going to get to your friend's house or get back, or how you're going to practice everything that you say. So those things translate so much into this world, because like you were saying a little earlier, people don't do their due diligence, or haven't done their due diligence and found out all the information. Well, the information is not readily available. You actually got to go find it.
Right.
You have to actually, probably, to get good, valuable information, is find somebody who's doing it.
Right.
That's willing to share the information with you. That old cliche, knowledge is power, as a kid, that you heard constantly. I live with that right now. I don't care what you're talking about. I'm going to listen to you, because I'm never going to know what you're telling me when it's going to be applicable to my life.
Right.
Knowledge really is key. The more information I have, the more things I can do with the information. So.
And you know what? And this just hit, even as you're saying that, I've also learned, Breon, never judge a book by the cover. You might look Like if I didn't know you, right, and I'm just walking down the street and see you,
Listen.
I don't know. I might have some
You
perception.
can say it. Go ahead, because I live it. I actually love this. I love that you're going here with this right now. Because when I worked my 9 to 5, I look a certain way. I've dealt with this
Yeah,
my whole life.
for sure.
I dress a certain
Right.
way. I've been stereotyped my
Right,
whole life.
bro.
But
You're 6'3", brother.
I've been
Man, I'm clenching my I'm
I've been
clenching tight
stereotyped
my
my whole life. It's like this guy's either a street dude or he's doing
Right.
like.
Yeah.
I like decent things. I'm not, So
Yeah.
I've been stereotyped my whole life. But every time I've been given an opportunity like this,
Right.
when I would go to my 9. I was a supervisor for years in case management. When I would sit at tables with, well, Breon, what do you think? Oh, I can't wait. I couldn't wait.
Right.
So I could debunk everything that ever you thought about me. Because I know
Right.
all of y'all thought I was some kind of hood or something. But no,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. And that's okay. And there's been periods in my life where I wrestled with that. But no, I'm going to continue to be who I am because I know I got good morals, values. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Because I really feel like if you have a 3-minute conversation with me, whatever you thought I was, you probably think a little bit differently. And that's okay. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but I actually love those moments. I always have.
I don't know about you. For me, I find myself getting more into maybe more philosophical, more reflective, right, as I get older, right, and one of the season that I'm in now, it's really it's centered upon acquiring wisdom, right, and knowledge. And there's a Proverbs that those that hang out with the wise become wiser, but a companion of fools will suffer harm. Watch who you keep company with.
Absolutely.
Watch who you do business with.
And it's sad. It's sad. You really do have to watch who you have around. Because everybody's not cheering for you.
Right. Even in
Everybody's
your own
not, even in your own circle.
Family.
Everybody's not cheering for you, and that's okay. That's okay. I guess that's just a function of life, how life goes. But just the whole myth that people can't work together, people can't exchange information. I mean, I see both ends of the spectrum. I have people that I deal with that are very much gatekeepers, that very much will tell you, "Oh, we got to keep that to ourselves. We gotta get that. We gotta eat off of that plate before people find."
Right.
No. That's not how this is supposed to work. And we've been empowered just knowing each other and knowing a couple other people in this industry, to where we're able to sit and have conversations and kind of dissect how things are going together. You can't put a price on that kind of stuff, man. You just can't. And it's our working relationship and our personal relationship is priceless. Yeah. It's priceless because what it does for me, honestly, and this might sound crazy and I don't mean to be offensive, but sometimes you'll call going through something and I'll be on the phone like, man, it's not just me. Right. And honestly, it makes you feel a little bit better. Like I'm not doing everything wrong because Scott's going through the same thing I'm going through. Absolutely. Or DB's went through the same thing. So it kind of lets me know that I'm kind of on the right path. Absolutely. It's kind of reassuring in a sense that where in one moment I thought I was doing something completely wrong, the bottom's falling out, but no, everybody's having these same problems, and I would never have been able to get that peace of mind without our relationship or DB's relationship or whoever's relationship is in the industry. So
no,
it's wonderful.
It's 100% valid and 100% accurate because we deal with the exact.
I get off the phone when we talk, man. I tell my wife, man, this is refreshing. Because it's like we finish each other's sentences. We're living the same professional life. Like you're going through the same exact things that I'm going through. It's reassuring. It's like, okay, all right, cool. So well, let me and Scott brainstorm a little more, see if we can't figure out how to get out of this, or figure out how to do about this a different way. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Breon, man, you shared and unpacked a lot of things that I know there's going to be someone that's out there listening that's looking for that inspiration, right, for some encouragement to pursue their dreams. And you're living it, my brother. I'm living it. And I'm going to say that I think this captures everything that we've talked about, which is, I believe it's Proverbs 27. Iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens iron.
As one man sharpens another. And brother, you have absolutely, you've helped sharpen
likewise
me. And I'm grateful for it.
Likewise.
I'm blessed because of it, and I'm compelled to share that with others.
My
that are
thing
trying
is,
to do
I
that.
would never be a gatekeeper of information. If I have information that I can share with somebody who's in need of it, I'll give it all. It's not a cost. I don't believe that people say the game is to be sold, not told. I slightly disagree.
Yeah,
I slightly disagree. So, actually, I outright disagree.
that's right. That's a
I
fact.
outright disagree. I got information that you can benefit from, what you do with the information is what you do with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
me gatekeeping information is ridiculous, or anybody gatekeeping information is absolutely ridiculous to me. It's not to be sold, it's to be told.
That's right.
Because what you do with it is what you do with it.
That's
you
right.
know?
And that's how we continue to grow, right? My brother, it's been my pleasure.
Oh, it's this,
Yes, sir.
I know